This is the story of how one magazine list exposed exactly where two women now stand in the fashion world. December 11, 2025 marked the release of British Vogue's first ever 50 Best Dressed Britons list, and the names told a very specific story. Catherine, Princess of Wales, earned the title of Eternal Influencer, joining just 6 women who received that elite designation. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, appeared nowhere on the list. 6 years ago, Meghan guest-edited British Vogue's fastest-selling issue in the magazine's history, and now she cannot secure a spot on their best dressed ranking. Catherine, meanwhile, appeared on just one Vogue cover back in 2016 and has now received the magazine's highest fashion honour. Let's break down how we arrived at this moment and what it reveals about fashion, influence and institutional power. Nothing like this had ever come from British Vogue before. December 11, 2025 brought the magazine's inaugural 50 Best Dressed Britons list, a celebration of 50 culture shapers credited with putting British fashion on the map. Categories organised the list, but the most exclusive designation belonged to just 6 women whom British Vogue dubbed the Eternal Influencers. Catherine, Princess of Wales, joined Kate Moss, Victoria Beckham, Naomi Campbell, Alexa Chung and Sienna Miller in that rarefied group. That roster represents elite company, women who have shaped British style across decades, and seated among the supermodels and fashion titans sits the future Queen of England. British Vogue's language describing this category carried weight, stating these 6 women bear responsibility for at least one, sometimes several seminal moments in the nation's relationship to fashion, and possess influence that remains as enduring as it is identifiable. Catherine received pointed recognition. British Vogue wrote, "Princess of Wales's quiet support can change the trajectory of a brand." That statement goes beyond praise into acknowledgement of measurable, documented power. One absence from that list drew immediate attention. GB News filed their report the same day, writing, "One notable omission from the prestigious ranking is Meghan Markle, who failed to make the cut despite a year of carefully orchestrated public appearances." Their coverage continued. The Duchess of Sussex attended Paris Fashion Week in a widely publicised effort to reassert her fashion credentials, yet this proved insufficient to secure her a position. October 2025 brought that Paris Fashion Week moment when Meghan appeared at the Balenciaga show wearing custom all-white Balenciaga, and the fashion press covered her appearance extensively. None of that translated into recognition when British Vogue assembled its list of the 50 best-dressed people in Britain, which contained no mention of Meghan Markle. This omission carries particular weight because of what occurred 6 years earlier. September 2019 marked a milestone in British Vogue's history when the magazine handed editorial control to a guest editor for the first time in its 103+ years of publication. Meghan Markle held that position. 7 months of collaboration with editor-in-chief Edward Enninful produced the Forces for Change issue, featuring 15 women Meghan personally selected as trailblazing changemakers on its cover. Greta Thunberg, Jane Fonda, Laverne Cox, Jacinda Ardern, Salma Hayek, and 10 others. A 16th panel held a mirror, inviting readers to view themselves as forces for change. Historic results followed. Edward Enninful announced in February 2020 that no issue in British Vogue's 104-year history had sold faster, with copies selling out in 10 days and the edition becoming the biggest seller of the entire decade. Enninful's praise for Meghan bordered on reverent. To have the country's most influential beacon of change guest edit British Vogue at this time has been an honour, a pleasure and a wonderful surprise. She is the real deal and an ultimate force for change. 2019 placed Meghan at the apex of the fashion world, and then everything shifted. Here is a fact worth absorbing. Meghan Markle has not graced a British Vogue cover since that 2019 issue, nor has she appeared on an American Vogue cover. Reports surfaced about a potential 2022 British Vogue cover connected to her One Young World Summit appearance, with tabloid sources claiming negotiations collapsed. Anonymous sources pointed to disputes over creative control, and a Page 6 source alleged Meghan sought a global cover with unprecedented authority, noting, "Nobody gets that, not even Beyoncé." These claims originate from anonymous sources and lack verification, while other accounts maintain Meghan and Enninful stayed cordial. What remains certain is that no Vogue cover materialised. Edward Enninful departed British Vogue in 2024 after serving as the magazine's first black editor-in-chief, and now runs his own media company, EE72. August 2024 brought British Vogue's commemoration of the 5th anniversary of Meghan's Forces for Change issue, with the original 15 cover women nominating their own changemakers. Enninful reflected, "It was about creating a movement, not simply a moment. New leadership compiled that December 2025 Best Dressed list, and Meghan's name failed to appear." Catherine's path through the fashion world follows a completely different trajectory. One Vogue cover exists in her entire portfolio, British Vogue's centenary edition from June 2016, photographed by Josh Olins on the Sandringham estate. January 2025 brought reports suggesting Anna Wintour had extended offers of global Vogue covers to Catherine, but Wintour herself dismissed these rumours at a February 2025 Buckingham Palace investiture, responding, "Yeah, I don't know where those have come from, do you?" Catherine has never pursued Vogue covers, never guest edited any issue, never engaged in the kind of fashion media cultivation that marked Meghan's approach. British Vogue nonetheless crowned her an eternal influencer. The explanation centres on something the fashion industry has tracked for over a decade, a phenomenon known as the Kate effect. Documented evidence of Catherine's fashion impact reaches staggering proportions. $4.8 million in media impact value flowed from one sapphire dress worn to Wimbledon in July 2024, according to fashion analytics company Launchmetrics. One dress at one tennis match generated that figure. Blazer dress demand surged 400% during the Platinum Jubilee in 2022 after Catherine wore one, and brand finance research from 2018 designated her the most powerful royal fashion influencer, while finding that 38% of American shoppers reported heightened interest in brands following her endorsement. Harper's Bazaar and Brand Finance have estimated her contribution to the UK fashion industry at roughly £1 billion annually. Designers offer direct testimony. Jennifer Chamandi reported, "The increase in brand awareness and inquiries was immediate, not just in the UK, but especially in the US." Camilla Elphick recalled, "When people saw Kate wearing it, it completely sold out. It's now become an iconic style for us." David Rice confirmed that web traffic surges following Catherine wearing his designs have crashed his website. 2014 brought Catherine's induction into the International Best Dressed Hall of Fame, and all of this accumulated with minimal media engagement. No guest editing magazines, no orchestrated Fashion Week appearances, just attending royal events and allowing the clothes to communicate on their own terms. Equal documentation exists for Meghan's fashion impact. 11 minutes passed before her Strathberry bag sold out following her first official appearance in 2017. Mother Denim reported a 4,000-person waiting list after she wore their jeans, while Outland Denim experienced a 3,000% surge in online traffic and hired 46 additional seamstresses to handle demand. Lyst, the fashion search platform, tracked Meghan's Givenchy wedding dress, driving a 61% increase in brand search traffic, while her Stella McCartney reception gown triggered a 3,000% spike in dress searches. Lyst senior communications executive Yasmin Bakir quantified the pattern. On average, if Meghan wears a designer, that brand will see a 200% increase in search demand over the following week. Meghan addressed this power directly in an August 2024 New York Times interview. "Times where I know there is a global spotlight. I support designers that I have really great friendships with and smaller up-and-coming brands that haven't gotten the attention that they should be getting. That's one of the most powerful things that I'm able to do, and that's simply wearing, like, an earring." Both women drive fashion sales and move markets, yet only one secured a place on British Vogue's Best Dressed list. Contrast between these two women sharpened considerably over the past 2 years. 2024 proved difficult for Catherine, who announced on March 22nd or 2024 that she would undergo cancer treatment, then confirmed in September 2024 that treatment had concluded. 8 public appearances occurred during those months. Each appearance carried amplified meaning. Trooping the Colour on June 15, 2023 marked her first public event following the diagnosis, featuring a black and white Jenny Packham dress that drew Audrey Hepburn comparisons. July 14, 2024 brought her Wimbledon men's final appearance in that purple Sophia dress, and the crowd responded with a standing ovation. GB News' 2025 fashion review characterised her approach. Catherine dressed like a future queen with increasing confidence and chose the year's most meaningful symbols. Meghan's 2025 brought more activity with different reception. October 2025 delivered that Paris Fashion Week appearance at Balenciaga, alongside her as-ever lifestyle brand launch. WWD described her style as reflecting quiet luxury aesthetics and California cool minimalism. GB News framed Meghan's approach as dressing like a controlled global brand operating outside British Royal Codes, CCEs. December 2025 arrived, and British fashion media made unmistakably clear where each woman belonged. Other publications featured Meghan, while British Vogue remained close to her. December 2025, the same month Catherine earned the Eternal Influencer title, brought Meghan to the cover of Harper's Bazaar US for the December 2025-January 2026 issue, photographed by Malik Bodian and featuring Dior and Tiffany & Co. September 2022 had placed her on the Cut's digital cover, New York Magazine's style publication, promoting her Archetypes podcast. Fashion coverage exists for Meghan, just not at British Vogue. Geography factors into this distinction, as the British Vogue list favoured British-based style figures like Mary Berry and Keira Knightley, and Meghan has resided in California since 2020. The contrast remains striking. 2019 brought Meghan more editorial control than British Vogue had ever granted anyone in their history, and 6 years later, she failed to make a list of 50 names. Documented evidence confirms these two women have received markedly different coverage from British media. BuzzFeed News conducted an analysis reviewing thousands of articles spanning the 16 years since Prince Prince William and Kate's relationship became public, finding that Harry and Meghan's 2018 wedding triggered a prominent positive narrative around Kate. Kate the perfect working royal, Kate the supermum, Kate the fashion icon. Coverage contrasted became documented case studies. Kate eating avocados earned praise, while Meghan eating avocados prompted The Express to write in January 2019 about her being an avocado on toast whisperer, connected to environmental devastation. Fashion descriptions followed identical patterns. 2017 coverage in The Sun described Kate's fashion as oozing sophistication, while labelling Meghan as often seen in casual attire. List data from around 2019 captured both women driving commercial impact. Catherine's fashion choices produced 119% average increase in online demand, while Meghan's generated a 216% average increase. Both moved markets and sold clothes, yet one received consistent framing as a fashion icon, while the other received something different. December 2025 delivered a snapshot of where two women now exist within British fashion's institutional order. Catherine, Princess of Wales, holder of one Vogue cover and 0 guest editing credits, now carries the title of Eternal Influencer, alongside Kate Moss, Victoria Beckham, and Naomi Campbell. Meghan Markle, who guest edited the fastest-selling British Vogue issue ever published, who sold out that magazine in 10 days, who earned praise from the editor-in-chief himself as the real deal, failed to secure a spot among 50 names. Verified data confirms both women drive fashion sales, with designers attesting that both can sell out products overnight and both possess measurable power to alter a brand's trajectory. British Vogue chose to recognise only one of them. This moment raises questions about what fashion influence actually means in 2020, whether commercial impact determines recognition or whether other forces control these decisions and which institutions get to decide who still belongs in the room. Simple answers do not exist for these questions. The list speaks for itself. Catherine holds the title of Eternal Influencer. Meghan does not appear on the list. Thanks for watching, and if this breakdown proved useful, hit subscribe and drop a comment, sharing your interpretation of what this moment means for both women going forward. I'll see you in the next one.